So for the cover page, I really wanted to keep it sort of simple. I went in with a block of craft paper in a diagonal line to, change it up a little bit. And then for the word October, I created blobs of the colors that I'm going to be using throughout the spreads and went over those with stamps to write in the word October. To spice up the spread, I wrote in white with my Jelly Roll number 10 a poem called November for Beginners, to kind of give it the theme of fall and just, make it a little bit different. And I wrote in the whole poem, and towards the bottom where I had a space left over, I went in with the washi tape that I'm going to be using in the spreads. In the monthly calendar, I used craft paper to write in the headings of the date. To keep this spread minimal, I decided to go in just with the top lines of the squares in order to make it kind of like an open calendar. I used the same colors I used in the cover page to make the blob where the numbers in the calendar are going to go. And I think the key to getting kind of a balanced spread here is to just do what I'm doing. Pick one color, do random blobs, then switch to the next color, do more random blobs. I just feel like this is what works best in order to create a less planned, more balanced looking spread. I added a small little detail at the corner with some of the washi tape. And finally, I added the title with the stamps. The next spreads are the dashboard and habit tracker. I've been doing this spread for a while and I really enjoy having kind of like a big overview of the month, so I went in with the title in stamps and used pieces of craft paper to write in the subtitles of the things I'm going to keep in the dashboard. For the habit tracker, I used stamps over the craft paper and just went in with the white Jelly Roll to write the word tracker. And I think that this gave it, a very special, unique touch. And I really like the way it turned out. The sections that I'm tracking on the dashboard are my goals, which are going to be 4, my YouTube videos, because I want to upload 1 a week, and then the books that I'll be reading this month. 1 fiction and 1 non-fiction. I added the colors that I've been using on the same spreads in order to outline the numbers. And then on the right side of the goals tracker, I added these 3 spots or circles. These are to fill in the progress of the goals. So the first one is going to be if I'm behind on the goal, the second one is on track, and the third one is completed. For the habit tracker, I decided to change up my typical setup a little bit. I listed the numbers down the page and then the habits at the top of the page in this diagonal kind of setup. Then I went in with a 0.8 micron pen and I just made a little dot for every single date and habit. Yes, that took me a really long time, but I think I really like the way it turned out. And the idea is to be painting over the small dot and making it either a large dot or a colored dot in order to signify the days that I completed the habit. This way, I still get the advantage of having the habits listed next to each other in kind of a table format, but I also can see them a little bit more individually and I'm not using my typical squared chart. The next 2 spreads are a running tracker and a reading tracker, and I'm using these 2 trackers specifically because those are 2 things that I really want to focus on this month. They're part of my goals and therefore I'm creating specific trackers for them. Again, I did the titles with the same craft paper and white lettering. For the reading tracker, as usual, I just listed the numbers down the page, and then next to that I added a thick column of washi tape in the same style that I've been using, just to kind of add a little bit of the theme onto this simple page. I like to keep this one mostly monochromatic or very simple because the books each have a specific color, so if I use many books it'll just look a bit too colorful. For the running tracker, I just made a simple, very simple table in which I wrote the number of the run, the date in which I did it, the duration, distance, and pace of the run, and finally the feel, or kind of like a word that I can associate with that run, so either like strong, tired, heavy, etc. Give some emphasis to the header, I just went in with the brown color that I've been using, and that's pretty much it. I kept the spread very simple and maybe it might have needed a bit more decoration. I don't know, let me know what you think. What I really wanted with these spreads, however, is to just be able to track the things that I'm working towards this month. The next spread is similar to September setup, it's just a stats tracker. However, this one I made a bit shorter, just focusing on the things that I really cared about or liked tracking from last month. I didn't like the way it turned out in the beginning, so I just went over it with craft paper, and the white jelly roll pen. The categories are weight, sleep hours, coffee cups, wine glasses, water or hydration, food, which I made a little pizza icon, and then finally the activity. Kept it much more simple than last month because these were the things that I realized that I actually cared about in order to feel and kind of stay on top of my health. And as usual, the last spread of the video is my October review. From past spreads, I realized that I only need one page for this, so I created the title in the same way that I did the habit tracker, stamped October, and then wrote review with the white jelly roll pen, and added a piece of the washi tape to top it off and finish off with the same style as the rest of the spreads. This one I keep it as empty as possible because I want to have as much space as I can to write in through the review. Finally, to add a little bit of spice to the spread, I just went in with the spider web washi tape over the top and created this huge black line.